Started out with the General Electric J79, which was a massive power plant capable of milling out some 17,500 pounds of thrust. And they could easily reach 800 miles an hour, weighed in at a hefty 7,000 pounds. The J79, in fact, can be found powering many of today's airliners, and also some of the Lear jets that you see owned by the private corporations. And more recently, they've gone to the J47 made by Westinghouse. And they're getting ready to, they're starting up now. And in the far lane, as we say, Aggie Hendricks. And we'll just let you have a listen to give you some idea of the sound and the power and the excitement generated by these jet cars. Moving up to the staging area now. This will be turning on his little lights there. It's like being at the beginning of the runway when a big C-47 just ready to take off. That's quite a nice fella, a very quiet man away from the track, but never fear, he is a fierce competitor. There go the little lights. Let's call those his landing lights. The far lane, of course, the fine racing with the only woman ever to be licensed to drive a jet race car. And they're off. I believe Les got a little jump on Aggie there. I believe he was a little ahead of himself. And it looks like Aggie took him in the far lane. Let's take another look at that and see if we can't see if Les didn't get away a little early. Yep, I believe so. And we're going to take you down to the end of the track now for my partner Bill Roller, who's going to talk with Aggie Hendricks.
Okay, Aggie, an analysis.
An analysis of the last race. Well, my ears hurt because the fellow I ran against Redlet, and boy, is that's what we call a rattle zone, and boy, I'm rattled.
Came down at the end. Did you slow down? From our perspective, it looked like you slowed right at the finish line. He came past you.
No, that's where we shut it off. I knew that I had already won because he had disqualified himself, so there is no point in what we call blowing it out the back door, you know, because that endangers yourself as far as running room to stop in the end is concerned.
Again, we were down here, we didn't see it. How did he disqualify himself?
Well, he left before his green light came on, so that's set into the timer. If he crosses the light and the electronic eye reestablishes itself, then he disqualifies himself.
Where from here now?
We're running in Lebanon, New York tomorrow night.
And there we have the winner of the first heat. It's Aggie Hendricks. 5.82 elapsed time, 275.22 miles per hour. And now Bill has the loser, Les Shockman.
Les, can you tell me what happened?
Well, we had cars running real good tonight. We won the first run, as you saw there. And the second run, I just got a little too anxious and got a red light and lost that one. We actually got down here first, but that's drag racing.
Yeah, I did notice you were down here first. Was the weather any problem?
Well, when it's real humid and warm like this, it hurts the performance of the cars quite a bit. The engine that I use in my car is a much earlier engine than I use in the other one, and it's a lower pressure engine, so the atmospheric pressure and the cool air outside is real important to make it run hard. My car usually runs around 580, 280, 85 miles an hour, and I don't know what we just turned this run. We ran 6 flat at 276 or 8 the first run. So the performance is down a little bit, but I mean, I'm not happy. It's a lot faster than any other 34 car in the country or the world, you know.
Where from here, Les?
Tomorrow night, I race in Lebanon Valley, New York, which is next to Albany. And then Saturday, I run in Ohio, and Sunday in Ohio. We stay real busy. I run usually about 3 to 5 days a week for about 6 months, and we drive I drive my truck about 60,000 miles in that 6-month period.
So there are a lot of good nights intermixed with 1 or 2 disqualifications.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about it. I've only lost maybe 5 runs out of the last 100, you know. So doesn't bother me at all. Aggie's a real hard competitor. Their car runs real good. I couldn't lose better people. That's the way I feel about it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Here at Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey, we're talking with Al Hofmann, his partner Beverly Peterson, and Al's wife Donna. This is a family racing team. We also have Wayne, who is 13 years old, and Al's crew chief. Al, how long have you been racing in drag racing?
I've been in it about 11 years. This is the second year with a funny car, though.
You are an independent operator. In other words, you don't have the big money like some of the racers do. How do you get your money together to race in a situation like this? Is it easy?
No, we definitely use a sponsor, any sort of sponsor at this point. You know, we've been doing it all out of our pocket, and doing fairly well and competing with the big, big names.
I understand that at the Summer Nationals, you almost made it.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
The last day of qualifying I was in, and the last round, the last session, I got bumped out by 0.02 of a second.
That must be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Not only is it's heartbreaking, I guess, you have a kind of an unusual situation here. This is a family operation. And by that, as we mentioned, Wayne is the crew chief. Wayne is 13. Let me get over here and talk to Wayne for a minute. Wayne, tell me about this car. How do you go about putting a drag racer together? For somebody 13, that's amazing. How did you learn all about cars?
My father.
You've been in it pretty much, I guess, since you were a little fella, huh?
Yeah.
How old were you when you started?
In a playpen.
In a playpen. I guess you started playing with cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk to Mom over here. Donna, how is it traveling around with the family and racing? I guess, how you race a different place every week just about?
It's very tiring because I work too. It's very tiring.
You mean
I have to miss out on a few of them to stay home with the other kids.
Oh, you have other children beside?
Yes, and a granddaughter is crying. It's very tiring. A lot of times just the three of them go on the road.
Are they
fun? Meet a lot of people, a lot of hard work, but it'll be profitable.
The race gets underway. We had a chance a little earlier to talk to Al Segrini about some of the new innovations that they're trying with the Super Group. You are racing the new aluminum heads. This is a new innovation in drag racing?
Right, that's what it's turning to. We used to run cast iron heads primarily to get them off of an old 426 Hemi type of a motor. Now, with the speeds these cars are attaining, they no longer can take the pressure. So now we're going to aluminum, which is a little bit stronger, a little more durable, and they seem to last a lot longer.
Have you had any problems with the new aluminum heads?
Well, changing from the cast iron to the aluminum head, it seems to need a different type of a fuel system on the car. Now we're trying to match it, and the best our cars run with them right now, it's been 616, 235 miles an hour, opposed to with the cast iron heads, we have run 597 with them.
How has your team been doing this season on the circuit?
Well, this year, this car is new to us this year. My crew is new, and we're keeping right up with the best of them right now. We're running right with the pack. We're very pleased with it.
So, as you can see, Al Hofmann has his work cut out for him up against a fine racing team in the Super Brute, and of course, sponsored by Fabergé. Both cars heating up the tires now, as always, before a race, moving into the staging area. Far lane, Al Hofmann in the China Syndrome. In the near lane, Al Segrini in the Super Brute. Both cars just about staged now. And we're ready to race. Look out! My God, what happened? He's going out of control. That's Al Hofmann. The car's on fire. Oh, my God. I don't believe... Oh, what a tough break for Al Hofmann. It looks like he's out of the car. Is the car still on fire? There goes Al's wife, his partner. All the smoke and everything is hard to see what's going on down there. My partner Bill Roller will be out there as soon as possible to find out exactly what happened. It looks like from here that Al is all right. His wife Donna out of the truck now, checking on her husband to make sure everything is all right. I'm sure there'll be much concern about the car, but that comes later. First of all is the safety. Let's look at it again and see if we can catch what happened. Oh, it looks like he lost control. car catches on fire and spins around. Actually, that could have been a very bad accident. He was awfully close to Al Segrini in the Brute car in the near lane. He almost crossed the center line. I think we can see, yes, there in that shot you can see Al getting out of the car. And here comes the crew. The emergency crew here at Raceway Park, one of the finest at any racing track anywhere in the country. They are right on the spot, checking to make sure everything's all right. It appears the fire is out, and it appears that everything is all right. They're getting ready now to haul away the China Syndrome. I'm sure there's going to be some quiet moments in the Hofmann trailer tonight as they try to put it all back together again. There we see the fine grounds crew here at Raceway Park putting a sand-type substance on the track that soaks up the oil that evidently the motor on the China Syndrome had some problem. And oil all over the track, and we are quite lucky that it wasn't worse. Word is that Al Hofmann is all right, and we're going to go now down to the end of the track in Bill Roller.
Dave, I'm with Bob Jetson, who's the head of the emergency crew here at Raceway Park. And Bob, we just experienced what could have been a tragedy in the China Syndrome. What would the procedure have been had it been more of a problem?
Well, if he had burst into fire, there are onboard fire extinguishers which would have taken it. All the ambulances, as they sit here and wait when we run funny cars, the engines are always running and we're ready to go when anything like this happens. The fire company would have gotten in, and their initial job would have been to suppress any fire that had come up. We would have opened up the body on the car and checked the driver and immediately gotten him out depending on how bad the fire was. Usually the onboard fire extinguishers can handle most of it, and it's out in a case like that by the time we get there. So our main problem is if the driver has been burned, which as you can see he was a little warm down there from the accident, then it's just getting him out and giving him first aid and any kind of treatment that he may need.
I noticed that you and your men responded immediately. You really had no idea what you were going down to. You didn't know if it was serious or not.
Well, we look at for the worst to happen. We respond instantly. We have a very good reputation here at the track with most of the drivers throughout the country, and that in a case like that, usually by the time the car stops rolling or bouncing, we're there. And it's a reputation we've worked hard for. Most of my guys here, I've been here for 7 years, and everybody's been here for quite a while. So they know what they're doing, and they really have a good idea what they're getting into down there. There isn't too much that we haven't seen that isn't new to us when we get there.
Back again at Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey. And as you know, before we broke away, we had what appeared to be a very bad accident there with Al Hofmann and the China Syndrome. However, we are happy to report that Al is fine. He's been checked out by the emergency crew here, and it seems like they blew an engine in the car. However, nothing really serious. And knowing Al and the entire Hofmann family and his partner Beverly Peterson there, they will all be back to race once again. Coming up now are the wheel standers. These are an unusual type of race car in that they are strictly an exhibition type car. They're booked into the racetracks for a set fee, and the wheel standers are in no way any kind of a competition car. Although they do always try to beat the car next to them, win or lose, they are booked and paid by the track, and they are here strictly for the entertainment of the fans. Coming up in this race, in the Chevy Rebellion, we have Richie Hutchins driving, and in the Hemi under glass is John Ermentrout. And these guys, they go the entire length of the track standing on the back wheels of the car. And of course, as far as seeing, you might think that might be a little difficult for them, and I'm sure it is. But the way they compensate for that is rather than, of course, looking through the windshield of the car, which they cannot do, they're 6 feet off the ground, they have a hole cut in the floorboard of the car, and that allows them to see the track and where they're going. Coming up at the staging area now, the Chevy Rebellion and the Hemi under glass. You'll see a lot of sparks fly when these guys get underway. Here they go. As always, they are an exciting thing to watch, the wheel standers. Looks like Jack Ehrmantraut didn't make it the full length of the track on the back wheels. That, of course, eliminates him. And in that race, it was Richie Hutchins winning. 9.88 his elapsed time, 145 miles per hour, and 128 miles per hour for Jack. And that's our last race of the evening as they take away the Christmas tree. Well, Bill, as always, another exciting night of racing here at Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey.
It was, Dave. A lot of upsets, a lot of suspenseful moments, but that's really the beauty of this sport. You never know what's going to happen until the cars get to the line. It was good working with you. I'll see you next week.
Nice working with you, Bill, and we'll be looking for you again next week when we bring you more exciting drag racing. I'm Dave Craig, along with my partner, Bill Roller. We'll see you again next week when we all go racing.